and can't get a job. And yet people say to me, when I offer them the Mary Kay Starter Kit for $100, they say, I don't have the $100. But they've spent $60,000 on college and can't get a job. And that, how many of you ever stood in the department store and ever watched people where they're at the makeup counter? Anybody ever seen them? I want you to just stand there for 1 hour one day. And every time somebody purchases something, I want you to write it down, cha-ching, cha-ching. Because the truth is, women will always buy cosmetics. During the Depression, you know, when in the Depression, when people were in food lines, they were in bread lines, they could not afford even food. There were 3 businesses that flourished. Do you know that? The 3 businesses were alcohol. Now that makes total sense. I can't feed my family. Let me have a drink. So see, they don't have to make sense. You gotta understand this. The second one was tobacco. Oh, I can't feed my family. I gotta have a cigarette. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel better. And the third one, cosmetics. That doesn't make sense either, right? None of them make sense, but the truth is that people will always buy those 3 products. And I'm here to tell you, none of those companies are going out of business or going bankrupt. Have you seen any tobacco companies being, going out of business lately? Any alcohol companies that have stopped sponsoring for the football games? They don't have any more money to sponsor on the football games, so no. And the same thing with cosmetics. It will always be that people will always buy. So if I were looking for extra money today, I would sell one of those 3 things. And I don't only want to sell alcohol, tobacco, so this was pretty okie dokie, right? It really is. And what I like is that what we do is make women feel better. Because truly, when you try Mary Kay, isn't it truth? At the beginning, you take all your makeup off and you think, but when you put it all back on, don't we feel better when we look our best? We act better, we're nicer people. It's been proven, studies at Harvard one time said that if a woman wears her makeup, dresses properly, her hair is done, she will make 1/3 more income than a woman who does not. Because guess who the bosses are? 90% are men, and men are visual. And they see a perfect package, and they go, she's smarter than this one. Now, I don't care why a boss pays my customers more. I just want my clients to make more money. And so if that means look your part, then my clients are going to make more money because they purchased Mary Kay from me. And so that's the truth. That is something so it's a service that we do for our customers. Well, anyway, that was in 1973 when I started, and I put a facial box. People oftentimes say to me, how did you get started? Well, we'd only lived in Fort Myers a very short time, and I didn't know that many people. And the people I did know, my Mary Kay consultant, they were her customers. And so I put a facial box out, and 40 people signed up for a facial. And all I did was call those people. Hello, this is Cheryl Warfield. You signed up for the facial box. For a facial at the dry cleaners at the corner of College Parkway and 41. It's still there, by the way. And I'm just calling to schedule your facial. That's all I did. How many of you could do that? I mean, does that sound threatening? No, they signed up for it, so I'm just calling them to schedule it. Well, out of 40 people that signed up, I'll tell you 16 people did not schedule. But 24 did. 24 people scheduled appointments with me. And so that's pretty good, right? And out of those 24 appointments, 5 of those people changed their mind and didn't hold the appointments. But 19 of those did hold. And so from those appointments, I learned to book more appointments and more appointments and more appointments. And that's how I got here today. Truly, I said to my husband one time, I figured out Mary Kay, I figured it out. I'm going to hold 10 parties a month. And then I can make more than any other job I could ever have. And men don't always understand cosmetics, and no offense to the men here, thank you for being here. But men don't wear cosmetics, hopefully, and so they don't really get it that we buy cosmetics. And so this is what my husband said to me. Oh, I'm really impressed, Cheryl. Every 3rd day you're going to work for 2 hours. Oh yeah, that's going to make us rich. Anybody have your husband not quite get it? Yeah? Well, my husband today is retired as an executive vice president of Bank of America. He retired, he is now 66. He retired 22 years ago. He went into the bank one day and said, I don't have to work here anymore. And that was, of course, he's taken total credit for my success all along. Because when he told me that, oh yeah, Cheryl, you're going to make us rich, every third day holding a party, you're going to make us rich. He said that he knew that would make me mad. Because I thought, because when your husband challenges you, anybody else know what I'm talking about? I beg your pardon. I know I'm a blonde, but this is not a dumb blonde, okay? It's not even real, so don't even think about it. So, please. And so, kind of irritated me, and so I started holding, and I want you to know, as consultants and directors, that's how I got here. I had started holding 10 parties a month. That's all I ever did. How many of you can do that? Really. That's all I had to do. Now, I will tell you I had to book more than 10 parties because people do reschedule. People get the flu, and I don't want to go to her house when she has the flu. And so thank you for rescheduling. I don't want to catch that. And so people will reschedule, but I learned to hold 10 parties a month. And then I found out that at those parties, there were other people who were just like me. There were people who thought they were going on their career path this way, and they were not making the money they wanted, or they didn't like their job. They didn't like the gossip. They wanted to work. They were entrepreneurs, and they wanted to find a way to make their own income. And so at those parties, I started what we call in Mary Kay recruiting people. My first recruit was in New Hampshire, and I lived in Florida. That was not a customer. That was just a friend from the Army. And I called her on the phone, and I said, I'm doing Mary Kay. I'm so excited. And she said, oh, that's great. She said, can I do it too? Now, this is how far I've come. I said to her, why would you want to? Truly, you can ask her. That's what I said to her. She had inherited tons of money. And so I thought the only reason you joined Mary Kay is if you needed the money. I didn't know people joined Mary Kay for other reasons. And so she said, well, I want to join Mary Kay because they give away pink Cadillacs and diamonds. And you know what I said to her? Well, we'll never win any. What do you care? Ever had a hard time convincing yourself that really what you were doing was a good idea? Well, she was the best thing that happened to me. Because you know what? She would call me all the time. She'd say, Cheryl, how do you do this and how do you do that? And I'd say, you know what? The baby's crying. I'll call you right back. And the truth was, I hadn't really read that. Because there's training on everything. You all right? You can go online, and everything you need to know is online. But we don't want to read it ourselves. We want someone else to tell us, right? And so she would call me and ask me these questions, and I'd hang up, and then I'd call her back and say, Diane, let me tell you what I've always done. Which, of course, I had never done. And so the best thing you can possibly do is get a team member. Get a recruit, because she'll make you learn what to do, because I didn't want to look stupid. I got her into Mary Kay. I wanted to know what I was doing. So if you want to have a secret of success, make sure you get a team member as quickly as possible, because together you'll make things happen. And then I decided to move on up to directorship. My husband found out that directors make more money. Men like 3 things, right? Food, we know that. Money, and of course you know the other one. I don't want to tell you about that. I'm sorry, there's a man here. I'm embarrassing him. I don't mean to, but it's true. It's the way it's the way it is. And when my husband found out that directors made so much more money doing the same job, he said, and why aren't you not a director? And so all of a sudden I thought, well, I don't know why I'm not a director. I guess I could do that. And moved up the career path really quickly. And then when I became a sales director, I thought everybody should be a director, because it was fun. I loved being a director. So pretty soon I had another director, and another person helped another person become a director, and today we have over 168 sales directors. We have 31 more people in qualifications to become sales directors. And in my organization last month, in the month of November, my group of people sold $2.5 million. represents? That represents over $1 million profit going into their households. Each one of them making that profit, because every time they hold a party, they make their profits. We are not a multi-level sales company. You know, somebody said to me the other day, oh, I know this company and this man at the top, he made $4 million bonus. And I happen to know that company, and what I know is that he now has to pay part of that to this group, and part of that to this group, and part of that to, because it's a level company, multi-level. The check was made up to him, but he doesn't get to keep it. Let me just tell you what, that's $8 million Mary Kay's paid me. I ain't giving it to no one. I mean, I'm go give, but that's where the limit stops right there. In Mary Kay, we don't have to. We make our commissions and we keep our commissions. So if anybody ever tries to impress you with another company and what those people are making, there is no other company out there like Mary Kay. There truly is not. And then, I'm 63 years old, and when you turn 65, Mary Kay has a retirement program for nationals. And so when I retire at 65, do you know what my retirement package is worth? It's worth $4 million. Now, I have to tell you, I'm a college dropout, right? I went to college and got my MRS. And after just 4 years of marriage, I've charged 6 credit cards off the chart. So it's not too late. You don't have to worry if your life is a mess. You can fix it. You can go to work, hold how many parties a month? 10 parties a month, and you can turn your life around. And you know, our company right now has made a decision to double its volume this year. We have right now 12,000 sales directors. Would the sales directors stand up for just a minute? All the sales directors. All the sales directors. These women have earned the right to have this position. And all across the country, here in this area, and I know this represents all counties because I know we have Pinellas County, we have, Collier County, we have all the counties represented. We don't have territories. So, but in the U.S., there are 12,000 Mary Kay sales directors, and the goal by September of next year is to have 12,000 more sales directors. That's the company's goal. Does anybody like this suit? You notice they wear the same suit? This is their uniform. Mary Kay didn't want us to be able to spend all of our money and our profits on clothes, so she has us get a uniform, and so that we wear this all the time. And I mean, truly, now kind of strut your stuff, girl. Show them what you made. So there's different designs. Some have a zipper, some have the longer jacket, some have a dress. You kind of get to have your own design, whatever. But these gals are the most successful. And you know what? Only 2% of the company become sales directors. So these women are amazing, exceptional leaders. Let's give them a big round of applause. They decided to take the promotion themselves. How many guests in this room, you're an exceptional leader too? How many? Yeah, you're an exceptional leader. Do you get to get the promotion yourself? Do you get to promote? I'm going to be the next person to be promoted. Do you go, yeah, it's me? Or does someone else have to decide? See, in Mary Kay, no one else decides. We decide. We decide, hey, I can do that job. I've got what it takes. I can do this. And we promote ourselves. And so we are very excited about our company. And we're excited about the future we have this year in Mary Kay. So if you've ever thought about doing something huge with your life, my suggestion to you is be a part of Mary Kay. Now I will tell you, your family and friends will kind of go, what? I thought you were going to have a PhD. And you say, no, I'm going to be an NSD. It didn't cost me anything to become an NSD, like the thousands and thousands. How much money does it cost to have a PhD? How many years of college is that? Yeah. Cost me $100. Bought that starter kit right over there, put a facial box at a dry cleaner, and started holding 10 parties a month. How many of you are smart enough to do the same thing? All right, I know you can. Thank you very much.